I don't know, we agree on a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And we're like, he reminds me a lot of myself. I mean, I'm not near as artistic as him, and you know, the way he puts things on, it just comes to life that I could never do, but.
Yeah. And that's where the collaboration comes into play, and that's when things flow the best. We're so far off from the first initial ideas.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? We're out here in Miami, day 3 of Jeezy X Garrison Mathews tattoo session. Mark Johnson is his real name. But I just want to talk to you quick about, you know, what we just kind of saw. You putting on the stencil, it doesn't completely fit that space, right? It's like a smaller piece of it.
Yeah. So I do a lot of cross between like stencil and drawing. It's never just one or the other. It's always a combination of the two. I take a picture of his arm and you put it right on the iPad. So you're literally like, it's like I'm drawing on his arm, and then I'll find just a piece of lightning that fits the way that I want it to, you know? Core elements, obviously number 1, but then the close number 2, like the way you connect everything, that's how you hit the home run, you know?
Which like the original idea was I wanted to do like a little like heaven over hell type thing, because all my pieces are pretty much religious, and down here it's like I wanted to put a little bit of, you know, heaven over hell, and where I've always liked kind of clouds to be fillers and stuff like that. When now you see lightning, you're like, damn, that would be so much better.
And I think you still get a little bit of that vibe.
Yeah.
Like the heavenly, but then like the darker
Exactly,
side
yeah.
a little bit.
There's the light on top too.
Yeah.
Like
and then sacrificing, you have the praying hands too, like, you know?
Yeah.
That's on the fly.
Yeah.
Like certain shit you want to prep for, and then certain elements of it are gonna come on the fly in person. He's gonna say something that sparks something in my mind, and vice versa, you know what I mean? Him seeing a tat on me, like we communicated a lot, you know? And that's what it takes. It can't just be like, oh, send me a picture and then that's it. Like,
so I may picture a design that looks good, I think looks good in my head, and then it may come out terrible, you know what I mean? Like, and so I've definitely had, you know, spots like that where I didn't give, you know, free reign to the artist, and it didn't come out the way I liked it because, you know, I was being picky or whatever it is. So it's, I think definitely, you know, you gotta let the artist run with it because he can envision it better than you can. And, you know, I just trust him to kind of do what he does. I've seen his art and it's, you know, it's great. And so I was just kind of just gave it to him. I mean, I gave him certain ideas and he ran with it. Like we just kind of went back and forth, but for the most part, you know, he came up with, you know, most of this and it looks good.
I say, hey, the artist should take some responsibility too.
Well,
Tell you if you have a bad idea or not even a bad idea, it just won't work the way that you're thinking.
Do you find it hard, like you're obviously further in your career now and like, you know, I've worked with, you know, high clientele and whatnot, but do you find it harder to have that conversation with someone who is, you know, a bigger client?
It's a great question, 100%. It gets more intimidating in that point, you know what I mean? I'd much rather speak my mind in the moment than have regret later of I should have, you know what I mean? So you just deal with it, but certain personalities can be overpowering too. It doesn't matter if it's a higher profile client or whatever, like certain people are just, their trust factor is not there, and that can be a bit of an issue. But you have to be confident in what you're doing. I'm the professional and you came to me for a reason, and this is what I can do for you.
What's your like go-to thing to do?
I mean, I'd like to watch a movie. I'd like to do anything I can to get my mind off this. Like having a conversation right now, I mean, I'm not really thinking about this, which is nice. But you know, I like to just chill, watch a movie, you know, whatever. Definitely conversation makes you not think about this as much.
On it as much.
I'm a big talker when I'm getting tattooed.
So then Mark, for you as the tattoo guy, when you're tattooing, like is your mind kind of racing all over the place, like on what the next step you're gonna do is, how the sleeve's gonna come out? What's your kind of mind at?
Yeah, it's usually like right here in the tattoo, but it depends. I mean, certain parts, like if the client's not talkative or whatever, I can just be in my head thinking about all types of random shit. I just be in my head, fucking in my own little world for sure.
There's definitely a little OCD to him. You know, like he's like, all right, we got, like the other night, he's like, all right, we're almost done here. Well, it was 2 hours later. He's just touching up little pieces, which I appreciate, but I'm gonna slap the hell out of him while he got it. First night was 7. Yesterday I got in here at 2. We didn't finish up till like 11:30.
So that's another like 9.5.
And then today we started at 10 this morning. 10:30, it's already 2.
Guys fucking hoard me out, man.
I gotta be done by 7. So I mean, that's another, what?
7 hours.
So what, 7 the first night,
14 and a 9, so you're at like 23 hours though, so like a full day.
I told him yesterday, I was like, it's gonna be 20 to 25.
So
like,
one full day essentially. You're down in Miami for 3 days, and 1 full day you've been tatted. I haven't even been able to step outside. Yeah.
Team fucking tatted.
Yeah.
You're a guy tattooing an NBA player. I feel like you need to make sure you're putting that 110% into the piece. Do you feel the same way about that?
Yeah, 100%. And this isn't because we're recording or anything like that, bro. I do that for everybody.
Yeah.
And that's why my brand is the way that it is. I treat everybody like an athlete. I have a different respect for tattooing than I think like most people have, you know, like I'm gonna give everybody that effort. Yeah. And that's just a 100% honest answer, bro. Like if somebody's trusting you to mark their body for life, bro, you have to give it, you know what I mean, full detail, because I'm a client too, bro. I'm tatted up, you know, and I want that from my artist. So I just translate that right into the piece. So if anything, maybe you feel a little bit more pressure, or at this point, I'm just excited. Like I'm like, let me flex, you know what I mean? But still, I'm gonna give the same effort to him as I will my next client that flies in or comes in on Monday.
You don't really get off days. You get 1, maybe 2 off days during the season, and you know, I'm not gonna get this done in 1 day. Yeah. You know, so off season's the best time. Plus, you know, you gotta let it recover too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, I'm not gonna go play a game right after I just got, you know what I mean? Yeah.
What's for you has been your like favorite moment of your career so far?
You know, I'd say, you know, this year, probably early in the year when I finally got kind of locked in to the NBA. I mean, it's been a grind, man. I was on 2 ways the last 2 years, and just trying to stick. It's just a grind. So once I finally signed that 4-year deal, it was just kind of a relief. Yeah. You know, it was a great moment. You can't go into these teams scared. You got to just go in and kind of do what you do, you know? I mean, I'm mainly a shooter, obviously, so, you know, if I go in there shooting confident, I'm hitting shots, I mean, it's going to help my career. So, I mean, the main thing for me is to keep my confidence and not worry about anything, just let it fly, regardless of what's going on. Another thing that makes me appreciate about where I'm at now is the sacrifice that everybody else has had to go through to get me to where I'm at. Yeah. You know, I wouldn't be here without everybody else in my life that's pushed me, and that makes me want to work even harder because of the sacrifice my family made, the sacrifice my friends have made, the sacrifice my trainers made. You know, all those people, you know, if they didn't put the hard work into me, you know, where would I be? Yeah.
Yeah, they believed in you. It's a beautiful thing, man.
Most of my tats tell a story about my life. I mean, there's definitely fillers. For the majority, mine's telling a whole story about, you know, my life, you know, the pain I went through, you know, those sorts of things. This piece right here may end up being end up being my favorite. Yeah, you know? Sick. I'm excited to see how it heals up.
How's that kind of like being in the locker room with guys that have that similar interest in like tattoos and you know, just like culture, pop culture, things like that?
I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's different for me because, you know, I'm from the South. You know, a lot of these guys from LA, so it's a cool, you know, being able to, you know, interact with those guys. It's a different culture, you know, and it's funny for me because I'm a Southern dude, you know, and just spending time with them is funny. They're great dudes, you know. They love the fashion and the ink and stuff like that, and it's, you know, I like the ink too. It's just it's funny interacting with them because I'm so different. You know?
What was like the first tat you got?
It's 18, I think. 18. I got Philia on my chest. Me and my brother got it. My brother love,
I did my senior project though in high school on tattoos. So I loved tattoos forever. I got my first one when I was 16 years old. Okay. But I had no idea I was gonna tattoo. I didn't do my first one until I was 21. I had to cover it up. I did a cover up.
You said you did it on who? On your dad?
And then, cause he's got a lot of my first tats, and like, he wanted to keep it, cause it's like I started to get better in my career, and he's like, no fucking way, bro. It's your first portrait, dude. Like, I'm gonna show everybody this shit. I'm like, dude, I'm not going on vacation with you or anywhere if you don't let me cover that up. So.
He's running around saying, yeah, this is my son's
work.
Yo, for real. Like, this is
oh my God, that shit's
yeah.
So they're like, damn, so what's his Instagram? So I know to never go to him.
At least he's a proud dad, man.
Yeah, facts. Like, bless his heart, you know what I mean? His heart was in the right place, but.
That is funny.
Yeah, I had to get rid of that shit. So during COVID and everything and traveling, like, I liked it, bro, but it's so draining to like, you guys know, packing up all this equipment, traveling, going to people, like, it's a lot of work. So I was like, man, let me just put myself in Miami. I'll catch them at some point. Like, nobody minds coming to Miami.
Exactly.
Nobody's coming to Delaware. Yeah. They're like, bro, you can come to me. I'm not coming to Delaware. So coming here has been a blessing, bro. COVID, as much as it sucked, impacted me like in a positive way.
Yeah.
Because I really just got even more dialed in. I felt like I was already dialed in, but I dialed even more and just learned to like working on my own like this too and everything, like working one-on-one with clients. I feel like it's a more personal experience.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, what do you think, bro? Like, how is that like tattoo experience wise? You know what I mean? Like working one-on-one with somebody opposed to like you're in a shop, it's crowded, you know what I mean?
It's a lot more comfortable. I mean, you're just chilling, and it's a lot more fun getting tattooed with somebody you vibe with, and you can dick around with and stuff like that. Like
we make tats and we have a good time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to change the narrative, bro. I actually don't like that about the industry, like how much it's like people fucking hate on each other. Like, bro, what's the point? Like,
there's no point.
I'm not taking any food off of your plate and you're not taking any food off of my plate. So who the fuck cares, bro?
It's just a level of insecurity.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it should be more of a camaraderie thing. Like, oh, you do tats? Oh, I do tats too, bro. Tight. Like,
exactly.
Not like my shit's way better than your shit.
Instead it's like little fucking.
Well, I mean, you see that too, like on the page and shit. Even just as recent as this week, where it's like anything posted, there's always people and like including artists that will have something to say about someone else's work always, instead of just being like, if someone posts something nice, like actually giving someone credit for it.
Yeah.
What do you want to see continue to change, or what have you seen change in the last few years?
Definitely change, but it's got to happen faster. And your page is a great display of it because you don't show bias, which is dope. You'll post whatever.
Yeah.
So that's dope in the sense of everybody gets to see what everybody's getting, but you also get to see that some guys are still like playing games, man.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? You've reached a certain level of success. You should be investing in your skin. You're on the smallest court, like in sports,
Yeah.
You're taking photos with HD cameras, and it's like, to have a $20,000 chain on and a $300 tattoo looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, there's no way around that. So has it got better? Yes. But working with like guys like you and your page and everything, I'm hoping to push that further. Yeah. And my biggest message has always been, I don't even care if it's not for me. I want to educate people to be like, bro, have a better standard, you know? Like, your tattoos speak for you before you even speak, you know?
Absolutely.
And then to be on a big stage like that too, like I would want my shit to be dope. You see certain pictures of guys, man, like, it doesn't even, like, if that was drawn on a piece of paper, you wouldn't put it on your fridge.
Yeah.
And you're wearing it every day. I mean, like, think about it like that. Like, so I think about it that deeply. So maybe my perspective is a little skewed. Do I think the league is getting better with it? 100%.
Yeah. Like, how much have you spent on tattoos total?
Shit, these 3 days are the biggest ticket so far.
Yeah. I mean, I'd have to say 15 to 20.
Okay. Yeah. Shit. And then Mark, what about you on your, like, yourself? How much you think you're in?
This sleeve was like 26 by itself. Yeah. So, and I flew cross country for 2 years to get it done. So I would say, I don't know, anywhere from 40, probably somewhere in there.
Shit.
You know what I mean?
Wow.